Hi, this is Heidi Johnson with Homeschool How To, and I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about the ABCs of homeschooling. Obviously these are my opinions, but this is what I think the ABCs of homeschooling would be. First of all is your attitude. If you have a good attitude, your child has a good attitude, you know, they can learn anything. If you have an attitude of, well, I'm not sure if I can homeschool or not, your kids are going to pick up on that and they're going to know, Mom doesn't know what she's doing, we can get away with whatever. So make sure that your attitude is confident, but also that you have a happy attitude and that your kids their attitudes are good too. The B would be yourself. If you're somebody that really likes to do lots of experiments, have lots of fun, hands-on stuff with your kids, then do that, and don't focus so much on textbooks and making sure that our workbooks all get done, that kind of thing. But if you're the type of person that is, you know, more comfortable with workbooks or things like that, you know, go ahead and do that, but realize that maybe your children need to also learn in a different way than you do. So, but be yourself, you know, be a mom, don't try to box into some kind of curriculum that you buy and be some kind of big teacher. Be the person that you are and relate to your kids in a good way. The C would be character. Character issues, work on making sure that your kids are getting along, that they are just behaving, that they are respecting other people, respecting you, that kind of thing. And also character. Homeschooling builds character in parents too. A lot of times we don't think we're really learning anything, but in the juggling of schooling and relationships and kids and all that kind of thing, we learn a lot about ourselves and about who we are, and our character can be revealed in how we react to situations. And so the C of home ABCs would be character. D would be determination. Are you going to stick with this, or are you just kind of, well, we're just trying it out, we might see, you know, how it works? And you know, you got to be determined. You got to say, you know what, we are homeschooling, this is what we're going to be doing, we're going to do it to the best of our ability. The E would be ears. Listen to your kids, pay attention to what they're saying, pay attention to what they do when they play. Might help you with finding ways to help them learn better. If they are always listening to music, always listening to things, maybe then you could incorporate that in your homeschooling to where they use more music, or they use more auditory type stuff, or, you know, just kind of listen to your kids, listen to what they're saying, listen to what they're doing, and use that to help you to teach them the best. F would be fun. Don't forget to have fun. You know, don't be so focused on, oh, you got to get your work done, you got to get your, you know, your pages filled in and all that kind of thing. Have some fun. You know, do some field trips, do some interesting things. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. It can be, you know, making cookies one day, or just, you know, use your personality and enjoy your kids and have fun with them, and not be so worried about completing everything. G would be goals. It's really good at the beginning of the school year, beginning of the year, whatever, even at the end of every semester. Kind of reevaluate your goals. What is it that we're trying to accomplish here? Even mostly work with your older kids once they hit about 4th grade and up. Hey, what do we want to get accomplished? How fast do you want to do this? What are you going to do to get this working, and that kind of thing. Let them even maybe set their own goals. Sometimes their goals are higher than the ones we even set for them. H is help. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you get stuck with homeschooling. Make sure that your kids know that they can ask you for help when things come up. If you are finding that juggling homeschooling and cleaning the house or meals and that kind of thing is too much, you know, might want to talk to your spouse asking for help, or asking more help from your kids, saying, you know what, this is a little different than what we've had before. I need your help more because I'm spending more time with homeschooling. We're going to need more help with dishes or whatever. Or when my children were very little, I had a cleaning lady that came in once a week. I felt that I could pay someone else to homeschool or to do my cleaning, but I couldn't pay someone else to do my homeschooling. So it was more important for me to have someone else do the cleaning part, which, you know, anyone can do, because they were so little they weren't even able to help me. So, you know, look at help. Realize that, you know, you can ask for help if you need it. I would be interest. Everyone has things that they're interested in. Children learn better if they are studying things that they're interested in. You know, not everything's going to cater to them. They're not going to be interested in every single thing you're doing. But if they maybe are interested in motorcycles or something, you can use that for science, and, you know, learning about machines and that kind of thing. So kind of pay attention to their interests and use that also for homeschooling. Jesus, for those of us who are Christians, realize that He's your friend. Things go on every day. Make sure you pray, make sure you ask Him. I mean, God created you and your kids. He knows you better than anyone else. Look to Him for help. Don't try to do this all on your own. K would be kindness. Remember that your children are supposed to be kind to each other. You need to teach them kindness. There's no reason to have sibling rivalry and all this, meanness going on and everything. We need to learn to be kind to each other. Love would be L. Obviously, if we weren't homeschooling, we wouldn't be, because we love our children, we are homeschooling them. So, just enjoy your children. Remember, love them a lot. Smile at them. Enjoy having them around, enjoy being around them, be someone that they enjoy being around also. M, make time for field trips. That's one of the great things about homeschooling, is that we have time to do field trips, maybe on Fridays once a month, once a week, kind of however you want. They don't have to be expensive. You can go to the post office, ask them to show you around there, and go to a bakery, and you can talk to people who are passionate about things. Maybe someone whittles, or they enjoy making candles or things like that. Most of those people are very interested in teaching their trade or what they like to do to other people, so don't be afraid to ask people for free field trips. Doesn't have to be a big, museum field trip. And as for nurture, nurture your children. They've been given to you, you've been given to them. Care for them, give them lots of hugs, that kind of thing. Make sure that they know that you are their biggest fan, that you're on their team, that kind of thing. Open your mind. Again, I would talk about workbooks and that kind of thing. Open your mind to maybe textbooks and workbooks aren't the only thing that there is to learning. Maybe there's music, maybe there's videos. Open your mind to a lot of the other things that are available for homeschooling that can also teach your children to have a love for learning. P is for passion. You might be new into this homeschooling, you're not quite sure, develop your passion. Think about, man, I really, look at how my kids' eyes light up when I teach them something. And so the more you do homeschooling, the more your passion will develop, but make sure that you have a passion for homeschooling. Q, quest for knowledge. We want our kids to enjoy learning. We want them to have a love for learning. We want them to always be asking questions and trying to find out, well, what about this? And make sure that they see that in you as you meet other people, or as you see new things, that you are asking questions and learning and wanting to know how things work and stuff like that. R, recess. The beauty of homeschooling is that we can take breaks. Don't be afraid to take off for Christmas break or the summer, or that kind of thing if you want to. It's all right to do that. S, sit and read. That is one of the best things about homeschooling, is that we can sit and read to our children. Take time, half an hour a day at least, to read to your children. T would be time. Another advantage of homeschooling is we have lots of time to spend with our children, and use that time wisely. Public school parents don't have as much time with their children. We do, and time is one of the great things that homeschoolers have. U, undo your public school mindset. Obviously, there's not too many people my age that were homeschooled. Maybe some people now in their 20s and 30s that are having children were homeschooled, and now they're homeschooling their children. But the reality of it is, most of us were public schooled or private schooled or whatever. So we need to undo that mindset that there's a teacher, and that the teacher is opening their kids' minds, and that the knowledge is coming in. Realize that there are lots of ways to teach and to learn, and open your mind to that. V is values. We can instill our values in our children. What we value, we can pass on to them, and that's one of the great things about homeschooling. W is for walk. It's okay to take walks. Maybe on one day, it's a beautiful day outside, go take a nature walk with your kids. Walk uptown and mail a letter, or just spend time walking with your kids. There's lots of good conversation that can happen when you walk with someone. X, extra time. If your child's not understanding math concept, if they're not, passing the test or whatever that you have for them, take some extra time. It's okay. You're homeschooling. The most important thing is that they understand the concept that you're teaching, and take the time that you need maybe to take in a couple extra days so that it really gets solidified in their mind before just, keep going and going and going, and then they get lost in the shuffle. Y is yes. Try to say yes to your kids as often as possible. A lot of times as moms, it's like, no, 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 you can't do that, no, you can't do that. But think about, how many times do I say no, how many times do I say yes? I'd like to say yes to my kids more often. And, think about that. And the last one, Z, is the zoo. And we love going to the zoo. My younger kids they just really love going to the zoo. Even the one is a teenager now. And get a zoo membership if you can. If you have a zoo that's not that far away from you, we have several that are about an hour away. And take some time. There's so much stuff that you can learn at the zoo, all about animals, and you can promote so many questions. Or maybe if you learned about a certain type of animal, or we're doing some things during your science time, at the end of that, after a month or two, take a trip to the zoo, and those things that they learned will really come alive to them when they see them. Or maybe take a trip to the zoo and then study the things that you want to study, and they'll remember what they saw at the zoo, and then it will make those textbooks come alive a little bit more, or those books that you're reading. So I hope that's been helpful to you. Those are my ABCs of homeschooling.